Alright, how's everybody doing? We are gonna be streaming some Autonauts, as you can tell by the picture, on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Alright, let's see, let me get going here. I did play a few minutes in between the last episode and this one, but I haven't done much. I mostly just built a bunch of buildings, and I think that's literally it. Oh, I changed this guy's code a little bit so that he'll only have to find the tree once, because I learned that he remembers the tree that he found. So if I take a bunch of sticks here, then he should start bashing the tree. Which actually seems to not be working. I was told this would work. Interesting. So I guess he doesn't remember that he found the tree. Huh. How's it going, everybody? Hasjink, good afternoon. Mesejide? I don't know if that's me pronouncing it correctly or not. But hello, how you guys doing? Okay, so this code, definitely need to fix this. I don't know why it's not working. I was told he would remember having found the tree. Message-eyed. So message-eyed? Message-eyed? There we go. That sounds right. Thank you for the correction on pronunciation. So let's try this. Does that work? I'm gonna have to keep taking sticks out. Yeah, that works. It's interesting, because someone had told me he'll remember that he had found it, but it doesn't work, so maybe I'll have to hop into the Discord again later and find out why that wasn't working. Either they were just wrong, or there's a good reason for it. But, in any case, this stick collector... Oh yeah, he has to be capturing this area too. That's right. Okay. Alright, so... I've built a lot of buildings in between episodes, so we've got 22 crates ready to go. We'll need them for all sorts of different things as we go. And then we got some barrels and silos for later. I've got my 10 crude huts ready to go for colonists. So we can place these here. Probably want it to be like this so that the WUV is easier to grab. And then we're gonna work on getting tier 2 WUV going, so we'll have to make 7 more colonists, so that's the first step. And improve our mushroom production. Message-eyed, I am probably done with my space exploration. I may eventually come back to it, but I have some other, like, I want to play Angel Bob's Omni next, and so that will go after Pyanodons. So if I do come back to space exploration, it will be a while. It was a lot of fun, but I was getting a little exhausted dealing with all the different planets. As cool of a mechanic as that is, I think it's a little draining to go back and forth because the game isn't really designed for it, and so dealing with all of the different logistics, ferrying back and forth between planets, I think that was getting me a little tired out. But I may go back to it at some point. But I wouldn't expect it to be anytime soon if I do. We do need a new bot, because I need more mushrooms, so we need another hole digger. And we're going to use the code that stores a spade. So he's going to take, stow, we'll switch that, and then repeat until backpack full. So then essentially, if his hands are empty, he'll stow nothing. He'll grab a spade. His backpack won't be full, so it'll do it again. And then he'll stow the spade he's holding, and then grab another one. So since he's always taking at the end, his hands will be full by the end of it. And then we'll have him come over here, dig a hole. So Hasjink, the Omni in Angel Bob's Omni is kind of a package of mods, just like Angel or Bob's. It's called Omni Matter, I think is the basic one, and essentially there's only one ore on the map, and it's this purple ore called Omni. And you essentially get all the other ores by refining the Omnite ore. And it also adds some new technologies and expensive things and fluids. Omni Fluids is actually kind of cool. It allows you to make a lot of different fluids out of Omni Fluids. So in some ways, I think it actually makes a couple things easier, but overall it just adds more processing steps, so I'd say it makes it a little harder. But what I really want to get to is Omni Compression to build a mega base, because that allows you to build buildings that are like 8 times better than a regular building. So it's like and you can input full stacks of items and output full stacks of items and all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'd like to see what that ends up being like, because I've never gotten there before. Okay, so this guy needs to be digging holes in here until his hands are empty, and then he'll retrieve from his backpack, and then he'll do that until his hands are empty after he's retrieved. And that will mean he'll use 2 spades per trip to the shovels. So he'll be mush dig 2. And then we will... we're gonna upload him. And then I'm gonna switch mush dig 1 over to the same code. Oh, it looks like I already did change his code. Okay, cool. Sweet. Yeah, Hasjink, I would highly recommend trying out Omni. It's pretty fun. It's a little bit less, maybe refined is the right word, than Angel Bob's. There's, at least last time I played, there were a couple little glitches and things, and there's a lot of technologies, so some people feel like it's a little too busy, because there's like 3 different tiers of technology per ore and all sorts of stuff. Hey Davquist, how's it going? Glad you could make the stream. Welcome. Anyway, back to Omni. I would recommend avoiding, I think it's called Omni Science. There's one of the mods in the Omni pack makes science stupid expensive, like ridiculously expensive. It's basically like marathon mode, but on crack. So I would recommend, unless you want a super marathon type game, avoid that one if you want a more normal science cost. Okay, so we actually want Mush Collector 1, and we're gonna put him in this chest instead. So he's gonna find mushrooms in the area, then he's going to just put them in the box. Although now that I think about it, no, we're gonna have the mushroom planter. So we're gonna do the same thing we do with acorns. So we're gonna have the mushroom planter grab loose mushrooms, and then he'll try to plant, but he'll exit on fail. So when he can't find any places to plant mushrooms, then he'll put the rest of them back in here, and then he'll exit on fail there, so that he'll keep looping around. And so we'll do that, upload his code. This guy will be mushroom plant 2, and we'll just copy the same code, and that should work. Yeah, thanks on the red circuit. Congratulations. It's quite an achievement in Pyanodons. I mean, you guys that have been watching the Pyanodons videos, you've seen how crazy it's been, and I have not even really done anything that well. I've just gotten it done, and it's taken, 100 hours of playtime or whatever to get to red circuits. I don't know where this log came from, but I'm putting it back over here. Alright, so it's time to make some new colonists, so I'll move this setup over here. And I just want to make sure all this stuff is working right. It does look like the planters are planting, although I don't see them. Here, now he's delivering some, so that's what I want to see. Okay, so we need to make 7 more colonist seeds. Not pick up, though. 7 more, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. I'm gonna move this a little closer. It's funny, I can get the storing mushrooms achievement by just taking things out and putting them back in. Yeah, DevQuest, that's exactly right. Like, setting up a big train network is what I haven't done, and that has saved me quite a few hours. What's this? A whole new set of plans to complete and certificates to earn? Yes. Look at all these different certificates. There's a lot. Yeah, my Panadons playthrough is, like, literally as lazy as possible. Factorissimo. I've hacked the bots to carry more items using, all the quality of life mods I can get my hands on. And yet, it's still very difficult. Message-eyed Drawed, a turn-based puzzle game series disguised as a dungeon crawler. That actually sounds pretty cool. I may have to check that out. I do like dungeon crawlers, generally. Alright, so we gotta put the babies in crude huts. And then, huzzah! Tier 2. Baumkuchen. What a name. So now we've got level 2 shelter, and they give WoW X10 if you meet their needs. You can stack babies. Yes, that is the case. Only when they're at tier 1, but it is kind of hilarious to have a giant tower of colonists, and you can feed them, and they're just like, it's a tower of WoW exploding out. It's pretty funny, actually. But once you put them in the housing, you can't stack them. But you can see they get a little bigger, and then they kind of recline and relax, and that means they're waiting for things. And then when you feed them the tier 2 food, and their house is not broken down, then they'll jump on their heads, and that's how you know they're producing WoW. So our goal is to have all 10 standing on their heads, shooting out little WoW hearts, like their lives depend on it. Because really, their lives do depend on it. That's the only reason they exist, is to give me WoW. Yeah, DevQuest, I do like Autonauts. I think this game is a brilliant automation game. It gets a lot more difficult once you get going. I mean, I've already got all this, and we're just getting started on tier 2, and if you look at, you know, like the technologies here, you can see that there's a lot to it. The game keeps going, and you have to have really big, fairly complicated bases to get everything automated. And it's just adorable. The graphics are good. It runs smoothly. There's something just really satisfying about programming each of your bots to do something. You know, the scale obviously isn't quite the same as Factorio because you don't have like all these blueprints, but I don't know, I think for me it's pretty close to like Factorio and Satisfactory in terms of what it delivers. So I would recommend it if you're interested by what you see. Alright, well, we've got our 10 colonists, and they've got little houses. And the housing does break down over time as they produce WoW, and so you have to have bots on hand ready to repair. The sheer complexity and art style for this game just don't seem to match. Yeah, I would agree, Hasjink. The art style makes it feel like almost like a kiddie game or something. and then you start playing it and you're like, this is actually a lot. You know, here I am, someone who's played Pyanodon's mods, and I've actually never even beaten Autonauts because it's a pretty long journey to the end. So, all that to say, don't be deceived by its little whimsical charm, I think is what I'll call it. Okay, so I need to get rid of these flowers, they're kind of in the way, and then we'll start our cooking station along with some weed collectors. Because we don't have anybody doing weeds yet. Alright, so I do want to plant some turf. Get rid of these ugly little soil spots. Okay. So we'll just start in this corner for cooking. I'll probably rotate these around. And then we'll need a few chests for the spice berries. Probably 2 is enough. And when I say berries, I mean mushrooms. Spice mushrooms. Okay, so we need some new bots. So I'll grab this guy. And he will... Let's see, what will he do? He's gonna dig up the weeds. So he'll do the grab a spade thing. We need to get the code, but I don't actually want to take the spade. Oh, I guess I actually do need a spade, but I'll use this one. So he'll move, take, stow, but he'll do it in the reverse order until his backpack's full. And then he'll dig up weeds. And he'll just dig up weeds in this little area. He'll do that until his hands are empty, then he'll retrieve until his hands are empty, so he'll get stuff out of his backpack, and then he'll repeat that forever. Actually, he won't repeat that forever. We need to have an if right here. If my weed storage is not full, then do that. And this will be weed gatherer 1. I'll probably need 2 of them at some point, but 1 should be enough for now. And then we need a weed planter, which would be this guy. So he's going to do exactly the same as the mushroom guy. He'll find weeds in 1 tile more of an area until his hands are full, and then he'll plant weeds in the smaller area. The reason is because weeds fly out 1 space, so you want to make sure the search range is 1 square bigger than your plant range. So we'll do that until your hands are empty, and then you'll exit on fail, and then you go store the rest of your weeds in here. Until hands are empty. Exit on fail. And you'll only do this if your hands are not empty. That way we won't waste a movement over here for no reason. And that'll be weed plant 1. I think that should do it. I might need another guy. Also, he was supposed to have a sensor. My upgrader bot over here doesn't seem to be doing things properly. Weird. How did he not get a sensor? Upgrade. Totally get it. And he shouldn't be sitting around right now. What is he? Oh, I never hit go. That's the problem. I do want a sensor upgrade for him though, because that'll make him a lot faster. And I need my upgrader bot. He needs to drop everything, and he's going to switch over to the sensor upgrade, and he's going to go upgrade the world with sensor upgrades. Okay. So, planter... Where are you? Oh. Okay. I already paused him. The 2 temp guys I can move over here. Hopefully that should work. Sometimes the planter can't quite keep up, and that's when this type of code breaks down, because if the planting guy can't keep up, then there'll always be empty spaces, and you'll never end up storing any, even though you've got tons on the ground. So, same with the mushrooms. You always want to make sure the guy who plants the mushrooms can outpace the guys who are digging the holes for the mushrooms, or empty spaces for the weeds. So that's pretty similar. And I think I need another charger. I only have 1 charger for this region, so I'm gonna copy this guy. So charging B1, we're gonna upload his code. Download it into this guy. And he'll be charge B2. Put him in the charging team. The weed guys should probably be on their own team. 420 Blaze It team. Alright, so weed team. And then I think I do need another weed planter. This guy, why is he stuck? Something's very wrong. Oh, he literally doesn't have a repeat forever. Gosh, going crazy here. That should be a little better. Then he'll actually do more than 1 cycle. I am gonna make a second one though. So this guy... Weed and magic mushrooms for babies. Yeah, we are maybe not caring the best for our colonists. Or we're caring very well for them, depending on how you feel about these things. You know, they're bigger babies now. They're like kind of adult babies. And as you get them better and better housing, they get bigger and bigger. Like, they literally get massive, but they always look like babies. It's really funny. Okay, so this guy, what are we doing? Same thing. So weed plant, copy, upload it into this guy, weed plant 2, and that should get the weed section going pretty well, hopefully. We've already got 68 mushrooms, so now we need some cooking. So we're going to be cooking herb mushrooms. And you can see that we need 4 mushrooms and a weed to create 1 herb mushrooms. Now there's a few different ways to do this. When you're mass producing items that require 2 ingredients, sometimes you just have like 2 different bots bringing mushrooms to here. Probably 1 bot bringing weeds, because you only need 1/4 as many. And then you can have another bot collecting all of those. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is have 1 bot grab a weed and 4 mushrooms, bring them all at one time. But then the problem is if you want 2 bots doing that, then it kind of gets a little messy, because what if 1 bot adds a mushroom in the middle of the other bot's system, and then it kind of throws them off, and they can get stuck doing that. Because, yeah, if one guy's trying to add a mushroom while the other guy has already added all 4 mushrooms, I don't know, it gets weird. Stuff can break. So I'll probably have 1 bot bring mushrooms, 1 bot bring weeds. So this guy, he has his upgrades, so he'll just grab mushrooms until his hands are full, and then he'll drop stuff here until his hands are empty. And he will have an if this is not full. So that way he'll stop at some point. And this will be... let's see, I'm just gonna call it food. mush to, because we're going to make a lot of different types of food and potentially use something other than mushrooms. So I want to identify that it's food, identify what it comes from, and what tier of food it is. But then I need 2 of these guys. This is complicated. So I'm going to call it food, herb, mushrooms. And he actually brings mushrooms. And I still have a few characters left. Okay. So he'll be the first guy that brings mushrooms to the herbed mushrooms. What a naming convention we have here. And then we need another guy. 1032 here. His job's gonna bring the weeds. Which looks like we've run out of charge here. So I need to change my charging bots to come down here. So he's gonna come over to this storage, take a bunch of weeds, and then run up here and add them. There's also this interesting reality that the last bot to add an item is the one to actually do the cooking, which sometimes ends up being the bot that you don't want to sit there waiting to cook the thing. But I don't know of an easy way to fix that. Okay, so he's gonna repeat until his hands are empty. Now, since we already put the restriction on the mushroom adding guy, I don't think we need a restriction on this one. It's probably not a bad idea, though, just to have it. Good programmers are consistent, right? So if that crate's not full, then you'll add your mushroom to the mixing pot, and then you'll just do this forever. And let's see if I can remember my naming convention. Food, herb, mushroom, weed, 1. And we're gonna need a cooking team as well. Cooking. Wait, didn't I already make a cooking team? No, I'm making that up. Make it blue. We have a love team. Oh, that's where Mushroom Planter 2 is. He should be in the mushroom team. Okay. So we are making herbed mushrooms. I just don't have any weeds yet. Well, we finally planted the whole thing, so we should see some weeds show up soon. He needs to go into the weed team. And then we'll need a collector. And it might feel like I have too many bots doing this, but trust me, later in the game, I will need way more herbed mushrooms than this even. That's why I have 2 cooking things ready to go. So he's gonna come over here, grab as many as he can until his hands are full, then he's gonna come over here, drop them in until his hands are empty, and that's all he ever needs to do. Food, herb, mush, collector, 1. So I think that should do it. And he'll go into our cooking team, and we should start seeing herbed mushrooms show up in here. Then we need a guy feeding all of the colonists. So 1 more guy, mark 1034 here. He'll come over. Where am I? He will grab as many herbed mushrooms as he can until his hands are full. And then he'll come over here. Find a hungry colonist in this area. Do that until his hands are empty. He will move here and wait. Yeah, he'll move, find a colonist, move back, find a new one. That way, there's not a bunch of guys sitting around in the middle. And then he'll do that forever. So he'll be feeder 1. He'll be part of the Wolf team. That's a good question, Hasjank. How many bots will I have in the end game? Well, I've never quite gotten to the end game. I think I've gotten to tier 5 before. It's the farthest I've ever gotten. I decided I don't like him moving here every time. He'll just move here at the start. I've changed my mind yet again. He will move here, then he'll repeat this, but he'll exit on fail. So if he can't find anything, then he'll move back. And he'll actually do that until his hands are empty. I think that's what I want. So, back to answering your question. The bots in the end game, I've had like 300-400 before. I don't think I've ever gotten farther than that. But I'm pretty sparing with my bots. I know some people that have gotten to 1,000 bots by the time they're in like tier 3 or 4. So I think it just kind of depends on how many bots you throw at every task. Some people like to throw lots and lots of bots at things. I like to use fewer if possible. But every time I play, I get a little farther because I realize more of the strategies that I need to have going into the end game. So this guy's going to be my wealth collector. One, he's going to grab stuff until his hands are full, then he'll come over here and add until his hands are empty. He'll do that forever. And we are using that balancer mod that we talked about in the last episode, so it will balance these two chests nicely, although I do need to change this one to be set to WOV X10. And then these should balance out over time. We'll add in some more so we can fit 200. And then finally our researcher, so we can fix his code. He's just gonna grab from here until his hands are full, and research until his hands are empty. And that's all he will ever do. And I will get a second researcher eventually, but for now I don't think I need one. Now this balancer may not be fast enough. That is fairly slow. Looks like it's actually slightly slower than he is at researching, which is kind of funny. But for now that's enough. We're only about 40 of these away from getting the next tier. Yeah, he has to wait just about half a second for that last one. That's fine. So we've slowed down on mushrooms. Oh, it's because this guy ran out of charge again. Okay, I need to change the bee charging crew. This region needs to be... Yeah, the bee charging crew in general just needs to be different, because we'll have this section, and then this top left one needs to include the colonists over here. So we'll try that for the bee section. We'll delete these extra scripts. Generally, I like to not have too many scripts cluttering. It's easy to add them back in if I need them. And then B2, we need to change his code now to match this one. Okay. So I think we've accomplished it. We've got our tier 2 food. Oh, I don't have repair happening for this. So we'll need a couple dudes repairing as well. So repairing, when the housing breaks, you need to add objects to the house to fix it. The tier 1 of house, you just need to add logs. So this guy will grab a log until his hands are full. Then he'll walk over here to the waiting section. And then we don't have any broken houses yet, so I'll just have to wait there. And he will be repair. There's a lot of vowels in repair. Leaving out vowels makes it look like a really strange word. Repair. Repair. I'll just spell out the whole word. So, we'll finish his code as soon as one of these breaks. Which is probably going to be soon for this house. It's already down to about 4th. But yeah, you can see they're all standing on their heads, which is great. Well, most of them are. We're still not getting quite enough mushrooms. I made this being off by 3, so let me add those 3 back in, and that will help. Because then he'll add exactly 4 mushrooms, and that'll work out nicely. Alright, so we're almost at Mark II bots. We probably won't be able to make them very quickly because they're expensive, but Mark II bots are crazy. They move super fast, they find things, they have a huge range, a lot more memory. But I need to, if I'm remembering correctly, get a lot more advanced wood stuff going on. I think I need good gears and square frames and panels and all sorts of stuff I haven't even researched yet. While I'm thinking about it, I should probably get blades going. So this good sir will grab 2 stones. And then he'll come over here, drop them off, pick up the blade, put it in the chest, and he'll just do that a bunch of times until this is full. Craft blade 1. He will go in the tool industry team. And this thing's just about broken. I might need another digging guy for the weeds. Feels like this is going pretty slow. Hey, there we go. So we've got good upgrades, all the same upgrades, they just do better stuff, and then the bot heads and bods and everything. Oh, and we can build bot storage finally, which I actually would like to do. I can't. I need panels and square frames. So I need all sorts of new wooden pieces, which are in... Which one of these? Is it construction? Yeah. So I need construction technology to be able to get pegs, square frames, and panels. And you use those 3 things in a lot of different buildings. And then flooring. I think the structural workbench might require a floor, so I might have to actually research flooring before I can even build that. So you can see how Mark II bots are going to take a little while. And then I think I need good gears for some of the upgrades too. But we'll do this one next, construction technology. So for that, we need a pole. Okay, so here you can see broken down log cabin. So this repair guy, we can finish his programming now. So then he will find the nearest hut that he can add to. He'll do that until his hands are empty. Then he'll move back to here. And he'll keep doing that until his hands are actually empty. And then he'll do that forever. Problem is, it's a pretty long trip, so... And he needs 2 logs to repair, but these won't break down super often. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a second weed gatherer here. This guy just doesn't seem to be going fast enough. So upload his code, grab the next bot, download the code, weed gath 2, and there we go. That should be a lot better. We've got A lot of mushrooms. Why is he not doing anything? This isn't full. What are you doing? Oh, he's digging the holes, right. He's not digging the mushrooms. I forgot with mushrooms you need 2 types of diggers. So I actually need another mushroom gatherer. And this mushroom gatherer has the old code where he doesn't put a spade in his backpack. So we're gonna fix that as well. Okay, so stow and retrieve. So he will stow, move, take until backpack's full. Then he'll retrieve until his hands are empty. So that'll make him a little more effective. And then we'll give him a brother who has the same job, mushroom gatherer. 2. So that should do it. Alright, things are looking good. Let's check out what else we can make in the basic bot workbench. Oh yeah, we need to upgrade it, which requires panels and square frames. So, it'll still be a little while until we get all that. I probably need a second repair bot as well. So we'll upload that, copy it into 1040 here. Repair 2. And then we'll get these huts repaired a little bit faster. Once they can carry more items, it gets a little better. But right now they can't carry 2 logs, so it's a pretty slow process. He goes on the mushroom team, he goes on the wolf team. And it's looking like I'm not quite getting enough food, maybe. Maybe I am. It's definitely close. I might want a second guy carrying mushrooms. It's just about right. Okay, sweet. Colonization level 2 certificate complete. Now I can get a Santa hat. Oh, and this thing. Yes, I actually need this. Huzzah! The slab continues to grow taller. And these charging bots, I don't want them standing that far away. That's part of the problem too. We want the move command. We want them to stand maybe like right here. $47, $124. So you move here instead. And then they'll be a little closer to charge. Okay, now we're storing up weeds. Do I need another mushroom planter? Because this seems a bit extreme. There's a lot of mushrooms sitting around. You know what I do need to do? I do want to check. They'll only actually dig up the mushrooms if this is not full. So that's a good thing to have checked. So we'll put an if command. The mushroom storage is not full. You then use your spade. So that way they'll stop once this is full, which is going to be good. But I do think I need another planter dude to collect all these. Because they're just not picking them up fast enough. So we'll upload that, copy it to another bot real quick. Mush planter 3. And let's see if everybody's got their upgrades. Because I was trying to upgrade the world with sensor upgrades, so we'll just start at the top. Okay, that's looking good. Builders are looking good. Chargers all have it. These guys have it. Forestry team's good to go. Mushroom team, stone team, crafting team, wheat team, advanced team. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so everybody has their upgrades, which means this guy can drop what he's doing and just hang out over here. Now, if it's like last time, that broke a few things. So a few of my bots are actually broken. Which is unfortunate, because I don't know who's broken. But I do know this guy's broken. So we're gonna have him drop everything and start over. That should help. And I did go into the Discord and mention the bug where if a bot gets upgraded while it's moving, it breaks. And apparently that is known. So hopefully there's a fix for it at some point. But hey look, we got 10 happy babies. 10 happy level 2 colonists. And it is looking like one researcher's pretty much enough. It's not like I'm storing up a ton of extra. And look at that. Repaired immediately. And the food... looks like we just barely have enough to keep these guys fed. It is definitely close, but I think we have a slight surplus. So that's good. And wow, this is a lot of mushrooms. I feel like, are these guys all doing the right thing? Finds until hands are full, plants until his hands are empty. Oh, I see the problem. I need to change this code slightly to have an if hands are not empty. That's the only time he moves over here. Otherwise he's wasting time walking over here even if his hands are empty. So we need to fix that on all of them. If hands are not empty, then you walk over there. And then same for mushroom planter 3. If your hands are not empty, then you move. And he needs to be in the mushroom team. So that should speed them up a little bit. Oh, that charger came all the way from over here. That's maybe another problem. I should have these chargers standing somewhere else too. Somewhere closer to the center, like right here. Okay. Hopefully that will start to see the mushrooms increase now. If the planters are more efficient. Surely having 3 collectors is going to be enough. I'll add a 4th if I have to, but that'll be enough. Alright, we unlocked the mystical stone head, so we want to build this, but we need sand. So sand is a little interesting. Where can I get some? Over here. So I will need a couple buckets. Which I haven't made any yet, but they just come from 4 planks. And then we'll need some stone. So we'll start right here and put the 5 stone on it. And some buildings are made in multiple stages, so especially as you go on. So you need 5 stone and 5 sand for the first stage, but then you need to add more as you go. So now we'll take our bucket and go get some sand. I guess this is closer, probably. Go to the ocean at night, watch the stars a little bit. Crude buckets are pretty bad. Once you get good buckets, you can carry 3 sand, or 3 whatever at once. But crude buckets can only do 1 at a time. So it's pretty slow. Okay, and then we're at the next stage, which needs 10 sand. Just look at the beautiful ocean while we sit here and fill bucket after bucket full of sand. So peaceful. Eight. Almost there. Alright, we'll leave the bucket here. We'll move this back to where our stone is. I don't remember if stage 3 needs sand too or not, but we'll find out. And how are we doing? Oh, well, we finished that research. Cool, so we got panels, square frames, fixing pegs, and structural workbenches. Which do require floors, like I thought. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is build probably 4 of these. Let me finish this real quick, though. Yep, 3 more sand. Dang it. I also just thought of something that I should probably do, which is the feeder needs to only add if... So he'll only do this if the WOV chest is not full. Just because there's really no point in feeding if we already have 200 stored up. Okay, 3 more sand and then we'll be done with this. And then we can start working on pegs and square frames and panels. Do, 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 do. 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful. Okay, so this thing is where you can get rid of all the crappy stuff you don't need anymore. So I'm going to use one of these temp guys. He's going to drop what he's got, and then we're going to have him pick up all this stuff. So, bod, drive, and head. Maximize these areas. And he'll do that. Let's see. So he'll do this until his hands are full, exit on... Yeah. Stone Man requires sacrifices. That's exactly right, Hesjink. He requires some serious sacrifices. think that'll work, and then we'll... Oops. We will move to, and then add until hands are empty. Temp burner. Burn all the things. There we go. Get rid of all that old stuff. Feels good. Okay, we also need some new chopping blocks. I'm gonna need 2 more. Which require crude axes. And then these are almost done, they're just gonna need pegs. Fixing pegs. So then we will actually need 2 to make pegs. I've been on this rodeo before and I've learned that you need so many pegs it's not even funny. So the first order of business is to get a second guy making poles. So that'll be this guy. I should probably just copy the pole craft 1. So I'll just copy him. And this guy will be pole craft 2. And I might need 2 guys fetching poles, potentially. We'll see if one's enough. And then I need 2 guys making pegs on separate chopping blocks, because that'll work faster. So then this guy will grab poles until his hands are full. He'll make pegs until his hands are empty. But only if this top one is not full. So we're gonna have 2 completely separate peg assembly lines, because we'll need it. I think that's all good. So he'll be peg craft 1. Probably A1, because this line is going to be A, and I might have 2 guys making just for the A line eventually. So then this one, same story. So we'll make pegs here. Till hands are empty. If this crate is not full. And then it will be peg craft E1. Repeat forever. Should be good to go. Now this guy's gonna collect pegs. So what's interesting is you don't need to move after you've picked up the first one. So he really needs to find a peg here, move to it, and then pick up peg. But then he needs to just repeat this without the moving. That will actually make things happen faster. And then store them all. Here, so your hands are empty. Peg collector A1. And then we'll copy that to this guy. And we'll just need to change the region to this chopping block. Oh, and then change the storage, I guess, to this one. Move to fixing peg, storage 6, and add to fixing peg, storage 6. And he will be peg collector B1. Hopefully, these guys can catch up. I'm not sure if they're fast enough or not. Let me help out, and we can see. Can the peg collectors keep up with the peg crafters? Otherwise I'll need another collector. Definitely looking close. But I think this guy's catching up, so I think we're okay. Hey, look! All of the Mark 0 bot parts are gone. Hooray! Except for this stack. Need it. Guess I'll just do these myself. Alright, we finally got rid of all the old Mark 0 stuff. And that gets handy later. Sometimes you need to burn extra items. Because there are certain items you can only make together, like cereal and straw. Or I guess grain and straw always come together, and if you need one or the other, then you might end up with too much of the one you're not needing. Sweet. Okay, so the planters did finally catch up. So there's not a million mushrooms sitting around. It does look like hole digging is currently the slowdown, because there's a lot of empty plots of land, but we have 50 mushrooms, so we're not out. Looks like we are making herb mushrooms slightly too slowly. That's fine. Okay, I've already got 1,000 research stored up, so let's do basic flooring, which needs a sand. Ugh, of course it does. So I have to run all the way over here just for sand. Yeah, I'm like about equidistant in 3 directions from sand. I think that one actually is closer, but we're gonna have to have quite a few bots fetching sand. And I can get a second research bot going if I want to. That'll speed things up a little bit. But then we'll run out of WoW pretty fast, but that's fine. It's probably helpful to have another one. So he'll grab from this one. Oh. I need a second sand though, which I'm not gonna do. I don't care enough. He'll be done pretty quick. What else was I doing? Oh yeah. I can finish all those now. And look, these guys are keeping up, so that's good. Okay, so now I need a builder. Once this guy gets upgraded. Now, why is the speed crafter not working? This is the second time he's broken. Is that a gear on the ground? What on earth? What is going on? Something is like broken with this. Yeah, there's no reason these guys should be sitting here like that. Like, why can't he take from the storage? Sometimes storage breaks. That might be what's happening here. It might actually be the gear crafting bot that's broken. Yeah, I think it was this guy that was broken. I still can't move that. See, why can't I move this? That doesn't make any sense. It's like I can't interact with it. I can't do anything. It's broken. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save and load and see if that fixes it. And if that doesn't fix it, I'm just gonna have to make a new chest. Okay, that did fix it. I have no idea what that was about. But you can drop everything and start over again, and you can drop everything and start over again. And I'll just, I don't know. I'll just put this here now. And I'll put these back into full storage. Perfect. Okay, so we do need a builder for pegs. So that'll be here. And then we can finish out these structural workbenches. Builder, peg, 1. And then we need some flooring, so that will be once this guy's done with research. Okay, fine, I'll get a second sand. Now I want to say, actually, hold on. So first of all, I should be using my backpack slots. That could work a lot better. I think if I have enough sand, I can actually make a new sand tile up here, which would be a much shorter trip. So let me grab another couple buckets real quick, which requires some planks. Soon I'll just make a bucket crafting bot. Okay, so we can store these. And then what you can do is you can cycle items. So if you're holding one, but you want to get one out of your backpack, the period and the comma key allow you to cycle items. So we can, like, cycle them, collect sand, cycle them, collect sand again. And now they all have sand. And I think if I add sand to a swamp tile, we can make a sand tile right here, if I'm remembering correctly. There we go. So our bots can collect sand from right here. And that way I can get a second researcher going. Where did that researcher go? Is it this guy? It was this guy, but he doesn't have any upgrades. Probably because I ran out of speed upgrades. I guess this guy technically should have a hand upgrade instead of a sensor upgrade, because he never looks for anything. I guess if I was really on top of the game, I would have two different types of bots being produced. Ones with speed and sensor upgrades, and then ones with speed and hand upgrades. It's not a bad idea, actually. How did I spell research for the other guy? I don't remember. Something like this. Okay, peg crafting and collecting goes into basics, research goes into love, builder, peg goes into building team, pole crafting goes into basics. There we go. Sandy track and crude flooring. So I don't have any straw yet, which makes crude flooring a little tough to make, so I usually make some sandy track for my first, because you can use roads and flooring kind of work the same way. The difference is that you can actually make squares of flooring, whereas you can only make straight lines for tracks. But either way, I will have a bot make some buckets first. So this guy will take 4 planks. And then he will make a bucket. Repeat times 4. And I'll grab the bucket, put it in here. Do that until it's full. Craft. Oh, I have not been consistent with this. So it's the name, so it's bucket craft 1. It goes into tool industry. And the blade crafter I named wrong. Where even is the blade crafter? Did I put him in? I do not see him. Weird. Pick, spade, mallet. Oh, here. Couldn't find it because I was looking for the wrong thing. Bladecraft. Alright, so we got some buckets. So now we need to teach a bot. Yes, good sir. We come here, grab a bucket, stow it. Do that until backpack full. Okay, so then this gets a little tricky, but what you can do is have him come over here, fill up his bucket, and then so he'll do that, and then he will cycle item. And then he'll do that until his held object is full, which means he's holding a bucket that then has sand, which means he's probably cycled through all of them. So let me emulate that. So then he will add, and he'll do that until his held object is empty. Then he will cycle. Do that until his held objects are empty. And he honestly needs more storage, so I'm just going to leave it there, but he's going to run out of buckets eventually. Yeah, whatever. Sand collector. Temp. He'll at least get some work done. Whew, okay. So I think I will do that multiple bot option. So I'll have 2 types of bots at the ready at all times. I kind of like that idea. I've never done that before, but I've already run into a couple situations just in the last hour where I've wanted a bot that has hand upgrades, but I end up not using it because it's too much work to make that happen. Oh, well, he's actually doing his job. What do you know? Okay, so these good workbenches are gonna have chests right next to them. Also, that should definitely be stacked up a little higher. And then we need flooring. So there we go. Now we have flooring. And square frames and panels. And you can see that these get pretty expensive because a square frame is 4 poles and 4 pegs. And then to make a panel, you need to add 4 more planks and 4 pegs. So it's a total of like 8 pegs, 4 planks, and 4 poles just to make the single panel. So that's why I have 2 different fixing peg chests, because you need so many of them. And then I think a good gear requires a panel and then more pegs. It's like, oh my gosh, it's insane. So for square frames, this is another, we're gonna need a lot of them, and so I'm gonna have a guy fetching poles, a guy fetching pegs, and then a guy just collecting them. And if I remember correctly, I can make a bot that collects the square frames and collects the panels separately. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Then we're being at least a little bit more efficient. But we can get our panel craftery right here. Okay, so I guess this is where we need the bots without the sensors, because their only job is to run, grab stuff, and come back and add. So let's actually get that going. So I will need a second bot assembly unit. I'll actually need to set one of these to be the hand upgrades. We'll need a chest for that. 2 gears and a pole. So I'll program this guy to do it. He'll grab a pole, put it in his backpack, grab 2 gears. He may need a memory upgrade too, we'll see. Okay, add, retrieve, add. I think that works. I can probably make that one shorter if I have to. Put that in there. Do that until this is full. Do that forever. Yeah. He does need a memory upgrade, so we'll take away his sensor upgrade. And we don't actually have any memory upgrades. I need to make one myself. 2 poles, 2 tree seeds. Shoot. Forgot I had that upgrade in my backpack. Okay. I'll install that. He's got a big head now, but he should be able to now do the task we want him to do, which is bot effector 1 or power. They call it the end effector or hand. Okay, so then our second bot assembly section can be here. We'll need another bot assembler, which is probably going to require a brain upgrade. So we'll make another one of those. We'll use this guy here. He won't need his search anyway. Okay, so his job is to grab one of those. Oops. You need a set to make a bot. Okay, so we'll move here. Keep messing this up. Okay, add, switch, add. And then get that one and add it. Perfect. And then you do that until this is full. And you will be bought a Sim 2. hopefully a charger will come over here and charge this. So do the chargers not charge themselves? That's weird. Maybe this is outside the charging region. Looks like it is. Ah, it's barely outside. That's unfortunate. So this first region needs to change a little bit. By 2 squares. Okay, and then we need another bot upgrader. So this guy is going to be trained to take one of these, and one of these, and then upgrade this bot. Switch, upgrade that bot. And then he'll do that forever. Bot auto up 2. Wonder if it actually works. We'll move this guy down, and we'll see if the new guy gets upgraded properly. Oh, he's coming over here. That's a good sign. He got charged, and there we go. Sweet. Okay, so that is working. So then these 2 guys are gonna be my pole collectors and fixing peg collectors. Till hands are empty. And only do that if chest is not full. Do that forever. So then this is square peg, or I mean square frame pole 1. I don't need an A1 just yet. I'll add that later if I need to. Craft square frame pole 1. I don't think I need the craft part. We know that he's crafting. And then this guy is ready to go. Will be for pegs. So far, I've only used this top peg for building, so I'll also use this for the square frames. So do that until your hands are full. Add to here until your hands are empty, but only if the crate is not full. Do that forever. Square frame, peg 1. And then we need a new bot that does have the sensor upgrade, who will grab the square frames and add them here. Square frame collector. And once we have panels being crafted, we'll teach him how to collect both. We do want that to be exit on fail in case he only finds 1 or 2. Sweet. Okay, so we've got square frames going. That's a good sign. We will need plenty of them, so I'll extend that to at least 2 squares. And then we'll see if the peg production can keep up. It's pretty crazy how much wood we end up using to make these panels. But yeah, we'll need 3 different guys bringing ingredients to make panels. The collector can be shared between panels and square frames. But I think we're doing okay. The herbed mushrooms are looking good. Our WUV is totally full, so I need to research something. Let's do probably wooden flooring and fencing, so I need 2 planks. Okay. I was wondering why everything had stopped. It's because we had maximum WUV, but these researchers should use it up pretty quick, so. Now, mushrooms we should not be out of. That's not a good thing. That means I don't have enough hole diggers. So I'm gonna add 1 more of those. Mushroom dig. We need 3. So this guy will be mushroom dig 3. I think that's the problem. Because we shouldn't be out of mushrooms, that doesn't make any sense. We've got a huge field here. We just don't have enough holes to plant mushrooms in is the problem. So hopefully a 3rd mushroom hole digger will fix the problem. Alright, hey look, we got all sorts of buckets, that's good. What else was I doing? We are using up a lot of our poles. I might need a second crafting station for poles, given how many pegs I'm going to be using. Okay, so we do want to work on panels. Square frames, planks, and fixing pegs. So we'll need 3 of these guys. So this one will grab square frames until his hands are full. He'll put them here until his hands are empty. But only if panel storage is not full. Oops, it's not full. Do that forever. This will be panel, square frame, 1. Then we need the second one. This guy will get blanks. Oh, so annoying. So move the blank storage, take from blank storage till your hands are full, come over here, add until your hands are empty. The square frame guy is already on the if statement, so I feel like it's okay not to, but I probably should just be consistent. Only add if this is not full, do that forever. Panel, blank, 1. And then finally, we need this guy who's going to grab poles. Or no, fixing pegs. Just kidding, forget all that. He'll grab fixing pegs from here until his hands are full, and then add them to here until his hands are empty, but only if it is not full. Do that forever, and you will be panel, peg, 1. And that should do it. We'll start to see some panels finish up. And then the collector, square frame collector boy here. So, let's see. The way we need to get this guy to work. We do need a drop all command. So he needs to find all the square frames he can. I'm trying to remember how this works. First of all, he might need a brain upgrade, so I'm gonna get one of those. And I am running out of poles, so we're gonna need some more of those soon. Probably the easiest way to do this is to have him probably take away his speed upgrade, actually, because he probably needs a sensor upgrade more. He needs to find stuff quickly. Probably just do one at a time is the easiest. Because the problem is if he can't fit the item into the chest, then he's holding the wrong kind of item. So he essentially needs to cycle through two different types of things, where so we'll say if square frame storage one is not full, you grab one and put it in. And then if panel storage is not full, you grab one of those and put it in. And I think that'll actually be fine. We'll see if he can keep up with everything. I think he will be able to. I'll help him get started. Ooh, there we go. Wooden flooring. And I unlocked level 3 of research already. Look at that. I do need to look into... I need to remember, like, the different speeds. I think flooring doesn't speed up your bots, so I end up putting roads under everything instead of flooring sometimes. Okay, let me help him store the square frames. Okay. So he can probably keep up from here on out. So now we've got panels and square frames. And we're completely out of poles. So we'll add in another couple of chopping blocks here. And I need 2 axes for that. So this extra upgrade I don't need. Okay, so that one will be for extra planks. This one will be for extra poles. So what I really want is Pole Crafter 2. I really need to organize all these new bots. Pole Craft 2. We actually want him to use this station. Move to chopping block 6 and add to chopping block 6. And that'll work out to be a lot faster. And then pole collector. Might need 2 of them. Yeah, I'll just make 2 of them. We definitely want the guy with the sensor upgrade. So he's gonna come over here. And then he's gonna repeat that. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, so your hands are full. Then you go over here, repeat until your hands are empty, and do that forever, and you'll be pole collector 2. So that should speed things up a little bit. So you can see how expensive this all gets. These panels, it really adds up. And then we need a second log, or well, second plank crafter, which it doesn't really matter which one of these I use, because you can't carry 2 logs. But we'll grab this, we'll craft planks. But only, we'll do that until his hands are empty, but we'll only do that if planks are not full. Do that forever. Plank, craft, 3. And then we need plank collector, which would be this guy. Go collect from this square. Deposit there until your hands are empty. This code can mess up if he gets stopped and then started while still holding some stuff, but he should be okay. Plank collector 2. Okay, so that should fix most of my wood industry problems, I think. Because we've got 2 planks going now. I think that should help the planks hopefully catch up. Look at everything go. Let's see how mushrooms are doing. Still don't have enough mushrooms. That seems almost impossible, but here we are. It looks like I need another planter now, because there's mushrooms that aren't being collected. Can't believe it. First of all, we need a... Let's organize these spots. Square frame, square frame, square frame, panel, panel, panel. Those all go into wood advanced. Mush dig 3 goes into mushrooms. Bot, bot, bot. Those all go into the bot team. Plank, plank, pole. Those go into wood basics. And that looks a lot better. But we do need another mushroom planter somehow. We'll upload that code. And we'll have this guy do the same thing. Mush, plant, 4. And that way, hopefully all these mushrooms can be collected in a timely fashion. Because only so many, if items are never touched by your character, they'll start to disappear. So it's possible that we've actually gotten like hundreds of extra mushrooms and they've all just disappeared over time. So let's put our new guy in the group. And he's planting. So hopefully that'll fix things. Gosh. Maybe I should have stuck with berries. Berries are nice because you just go around and beat the bushes with flails. You don't have to dig anything up. Here we have to dig up the mushrooms, then we have to dig a hole, and then we have to plant into that hole. So it's 3 steps. With the berries, it's just a dude grabs a flail and hits it. And then dudes collect the berries. So I probably just shouldn't have used mushrooms, but I wanted to try. It's been a while since I've messed with them. So yeah, now it looks like they're all getting collected, hopefully. These will get collected soon, maybe? Yeah, here they go. They're coming to grab these now. Wow, this is crazy. It looks cool though. Weeds are definitely fine. But it does look like it is enough to keep all 10 of these guys fed, and we can go on to the next research, which will be probably machine parts, I think, which needs crude gears. And that should research pretty fast. We've already got about 160 out of the 250 that we need, so that'll finish up pretty quick. Look at this. We're already back to 73 poles and 46 planks. So, I think I might need to be done, though, for the day, so we're probably going to wrap up the stream here. We've accomplished most of what we wanted to accomplish today. We've gotten nice bot assembly going. We've got more advanced square frames and panels figured out. We've gotten rid of all the old Mark 0 parts, and we've gotten Tier 2 WOV all automated along with cooking and mushroom farming and wheat farming. So, gotten a lot done. Feels good. In the next episode, we'll probably be working towards making Mark 2 bots. And we're going to want to upgrade all 88 bots again, which is kind of a pain, but once we do that, then we'll be done for a while, because it's not until you get metal that you can get Mark 3 bots. And that's pretty tough. So, yeah, you're welcome, Hezjink. It was fun streaming. Thanks for joining in. I usually stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so if you're free Tuesday or Thursday evening, I'll be on then as well, around 6 Mountain Time. If not, that's fine too. I'll always put these videos on YouTube for later if you want to watch them. So, alright, well, I'm going to call it a day. So I'll see you guys next time.